This is a new pickups video. As you can see by the packaging, well, it's not blatantly obvious as to what's in the actual packaging, but I already know. So without further ado, we shall open this package up. Now this just came through the door via the postman, so this thing I've been waiting for this for the past week, and I've been waiting for this particular product for months. I wanted to get it, and finally I've got the actual product in hand. And drum roll, as you can see, it's of the movie The Batman on Blu-ray. It's the limited edition 2-disc Blu-ray, which includes over 2 hours of extra content. Now, I got this brand new from a seller on eBay, and I got it at a pretty reasonable price. Now, before I purchased this particular Blu-ray, there were 2 different versions of this particular Blu-ray movie. There was, obviously, as you can see, the limited edition 2-disc Blu-ray, and there was a single disc Blu-ray. And I know that HMV was selling that for $6.99, the 1 disc. This one I paid $8.99. And I was looking everywhere to find out what the difference was between the limited edition and the standard edition. And the actual difference is that obviously the limited edition comes with 2 discs, so it should be that the first disc will contain the movie, and the second Blu-ray disc contains the extra content. Whereas the standard edition, which is only comes with 1 disc, only comes with 1 disc with the movie on it, with no extras. So that's is the difference. So I hope that helps people in the future. In obviously, if they're thinking about getting the limited edition 2-disc Blu-ray or the 1 disc, and then they're confused about what the difference is. Because even when I was looking on Amazon, and sometimes people ask questions as to what does this contain, this or does this contain that, what difference, you usually get answers to as to why the particular products. But when I was looking it up, and even some unboxing videos, nobody was actually really kind of talking about what the differences were between the 2 products. But I hope this kind of helps people. I haven't watched this yet. It was streamed on Sky. It's been for the last few months, and then before that, because I'm a Sky VIP owner, basically I could have downloaded the film for nothing. Now, I'm one of these ones where if there's a film and I can't afford to buy it, to come in the cinema, especially like with Disney Plus, where after a Disney or a Marvel movie comes out in the cinema, normally 2 months later they usually put it on Disney Plus. And then what I normally do with is eventually when they drop down the price of the Blu-ray movies to a reasonable price, whether it's brand new and it's discounted or secondhand, that's when I tend to buy them. But then I watch them on on stream services, and then eventually later on the line, when it's cheap enough, I just buy them. So, but with the Batman, obviously, I really wanted the actual physical version of it. I wanted to get this at Christmas, but due to some circumstances that happened, I couldn't get the Blu-ray disc at the time. But finally, with a little bit of help from my brother, I've managed to kind of get this. So big shout out to my brother for helping me out with this. Now, this movie, I'm just remember, it released in March 2022. The runtime of the movie is 176 minutes, so it's quite long. The cinematography was done by Greg Fraser. The movie was written by Matt Reeves and Peter Craig. Obviously, Matt Reeves directed the actual movie, and as we know, they're already working on The Batman Part 2. No news as of yet, as of who will be the villain of that particular movie piece, or exactly when it's going to come out. Probably in the next 2 years, I would surmise to guess. The movie stars Robert Pattinson, obviously as Bruce Wayne stroke Batman. We have Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle, as obviously Catwoman. We've got Paul Dano as the Riddler, and people may have seen on my one of my comic videos I've done for my channel. He actually writ one the Riddler comic. I think there's a series of them, but I don't know how many of them that they're planning on doing in the actual mini series. And Paul Dano is actually writing the actual comic, which is obviously based on the Batman Riddler, not the comic mainstream Riddler. We've got Jeffrey Wright as Gordon, and then we've got John Turturro, Peter Sarsgaard, Andy Serkis, who I know he's meant to be playing Alfred, and Colin Farrell, who's playing the Penguin. And as we know that the Penguin is getting his spin-off series for HBO Max, which I don't know when that's supposed to be coming out or how many episodes there are. But if I do get any more news about that, what I'll do is I will maybe do a future update on that on my YouTube channel, but it's a short little thing. As I said before, there was a Ben Affleck was cast to be a Batman in the and to have his own movie, but then he dropped out, and then obviously they scrapped the whole project, and then Matt Reeves then obviously completely redid a new story. Now with this Batman, it's not set in the continuity in the same universe continuity as the DCU, although that's going to be completely changing because obviously they're going to be rebooting it after the Flash, obviously because of Flashpoint. So he's gonna, regardless of what happens in that universe, he's gonna be in his own universe anyway. Same thing with the Joker, and obviously when the sequel to the Joker 2, they're gonna be in their own little universe. I think they've dubbed as Elseworlds, so they'll be doing their own little thing there. Obviously there were reservations, and people had reservations of Robert Pattinson being cast as Batman because obviously although he's been very good in indie independent movies. Obviously some people still remember him in it, like with Twilight, and but then as well, he's been in other films like The Lighthouse and other movies as well where he's been really shone in that. And I'm one of these ones where even when someone's not the first choice that normally that fans would want to pick, I'm always willing to sit there and give people a chance. Same thing, similar thing happened with Daniel Craig, where obviously Daniel Craig didn't fit the normal typical look of what you would as you would see as a James Bond. But then I've seen him in a movie called Layer Cake, where you could see that he would be good in the role. I mean, obviously once he got cast in Casino Royale, the rest was history. So you can never judge a book by its cover. So yeah. I can't really kind of review this because obviously I haven't watched the actual movie itself yet. But what I will definitely do is I will do a review of what I thought of the actual movie. But again, as I said before, I know that the movie is fairly long. But what I like about with all the Batman movies, where some work better than others, is the fact that they're able to reinvent the character, and it's never kind of the kind of same tone or the same narrative that they do with all the Batmans. They all have their own unique take on the Batman lore or legacy, so to speak. But one of the things that I liked about what Matt Reeves was saying that he wanted to do with the Batman was he wanted to sit there and make it a lot darker, which the Batman films have been, depending on which Batman you kind of watch. But what he wanted to do was that he wanted to make it more of a noir film, and also that he wanted Batman to be more of a detective. So it's more of a crime detective movie where he's obviously trying to solve the mystery. And one of the things that I would say about with all the Batman films is that they've kind of dip their toe in Batman being a detective, but they haven't really kind of I would say really focused on shoehorned in his detective skills. which is kind of why obviously one of his comics is called Batman. Was it Detective Comics? Because they said that Batman is the world's greatest detective, and then close to him is actually Tim Drake, the third Robin. So when I heard also that they were going to sit there and make Batman more of a detective in this, right, that kind of piqued my interest, because finally they somebody's kind of tapped into that side of Batman which they don't really focus on in any of the Batman movies. I would say more so in the Batman Arkham games, where they actually do use Batman's detective skills when he's trying to piece together a crime scene, and then Batman kind of works out what exactly happened. So in the Batman Arkham games, where it's been Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham City, and Batman Arkham Knight, they have, or even that Batman game, which I can't remember, the one that's a prequel, where Batman, you have to use his detective skills to solve the scene of the crime. So I'm really glad that someone's actually used this in the Batman universe, and hopefully we start to see more. I do know that this is supposed to be, because obviously because his suit is meant to be a little bit more crude, so it's supposed to be like he's meant to be Batman Year 2. So I'm glad that they kind of haven't. Well, they probably may talk about Batman's past, obviously the murder of the Thomas and Martha Wayne, but I'm glad that they're not doing this. Similar thing with Spider-Man, with the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, where they kind of haven't gone back and then retold the origin story of the characters, right? Because we already know it, we've been told it a million times before, so we just kind of just carry on. We're just pushed into the story of him already being the Batman, already being that character. But I have seen obviously the Batman trailers, and obviously seeing Paul Dano as Riddler looks kind of really creepy, and I think they picked the right actors for. I think they've picked the right actors for the actual role. I've heard some people complain about the movie being very long. Similar thing with John Wick Chapter 2, and I don't mind movies being long as the pacing is right. But more importantly, is that the story, it's got a good strong story, good character development, and a good story narrative, where it's keeping you gripped in the actual story. So you're kind of intrigued to what's happening or how things are going to pan out, or surprises along the way. And then when a film is that long, you don't realize that it's that long because you're so totally engrossed in the film. But when a film doesn't grip your attention, or the storyline isn't kind of very good, or the character development development isn't very good either, you do then feel the sense of the movie being too long because it doesn't feel like it's gripped your attention. So, and I know that this movie will. So yeah, as you can see here, it's a rated 15. And again, as I've stated from the beginning, this is the limited edition 2-disc Blu-ray. There is, I know that there is a Boomerang edition of this, but I think it's a lot more expensive. I don't know how much it is. Probably, I would guess a rough estimate of maybe 30 quid. There's a steelbook version of this available as well. If I had the money at the time of release when it came out, I would have gone for the steelbook. There is obviously, it's a 4K. Now I'm assuming that the 4K does have the extras on the 4K, even though that the this version of the Blu-ray doesn't. So I'm assuming that this is the case. Maybe later on down the line, I might get the 4K. So you've got the Batman, obviously Robert Pattinson looking all moody, and then you obviously can see the spine there. Again, as a spoiler, this is brand new. And it says here, a killer targets Gotham's elite, sending the Batman on an investigation. As evidence mounts, he must forge new relationships, unmask the culprit, and bring justice amidst corruption. And then it says here, you've got over 2 hours of special features. So it says here, Vengeance in the Making, a making of documentary featuring cast and crew. We've got deleted scenes with the director's commentary, anatomy of the car chase featuring the Batmobile, the Batman Genesis, Becoming Catwoman, and it says and more. So it's kind of great here. As I said before, this movie is 176 minutes. So we've got that there. And then it's a 15, as I said, strong threat and violence. And then obviously on the sound thing, we've got Dolby Atmos there. So if you've got the latest cinema home setup, right, you're really gonna experience the sound of the actual movie. I've only got Dolby 5.1 stroke DTS. My system's pretty old. I'm hoping to upgrade that at some point. I'm really glad that this comes with a sleeve. I'm a big fan of Blu-ray discs that come in the sleeves. Although I don't mind if they don't. Again, as you can see here, still in a cellophane. So we shall attempt to open this up. I don't know if this is going to have any disc art, because Warner Brothers tend not to put any art on, well, as far as I know, on the UK ones. And I do know that the North American Batman, I think, does come with a digital copy. As usual, of us in the UK and in Europe, we get screwed over these days with not having the digital copies of the actual movies. Not that I use them much anyway, but it's just an added extra bonus, especially to what you're paying for. Yeah, I thought so. And as you can see, it's a 2-disc, and then you just get a standard blue disc. There's no artwork on the actual disc. So the first Blu-ray disc obviously is the actual movie, as I said, will run at 176 minutes. And then the second disc is the special features, which I've read out, which I say is over 2 hours plus of extra features. And again, as I said, this is why it's the limited edition, because the second disc is the special features. The standard edition, which is widely more available now, you won't get this second disc. Go, if you're one of these ones that's not bothered about special features, then just go for the 1-disc one, which I think is slightly cheaper. But me, I like behind the scenes documentaries on and the making of movies and costume design and special effects and delete scenes. I'm really into that. So for me, this is why I wanted the actual limited edition. And then, as you can see here, you've got the 4K collector's edition, where you've got the you've got the Batman movies. You've got Batman Begins here on 4K. You've got the Dark Knight 4K. You've got the Batman Dark Knight Rises 4K. You've got Batman in 4K and the Batman Returns in 4K. And then you've got the Batman Long Halloween. So you've got it there. And then I think you've got Constantine there. And obviously this is the upcoming thing. Obviously Black Adam's already come out. Aquaman, I think, is out next year sometime. Obviously the Flash is out this summer. And then Shazam's obviously recently come out. And the League of Super Pets, I think, came out a few months ago. So you've got that there. So yeah, I mean, overall, I'm really pleased that I managed to get the limited edition 2-disc Blu-ray, because it was getting really hard to get, because at the time I wanted to get it and I didn't have the funds to buy the limited edition, and at the time it was really easy to get. And as I was looking around on HMV had it, then it was sold out, and now it's disappeared. And then now they put the Batman on sale again, on sale, because it's $6.99, but it's the 1-disc version of it. Zavvi, I've totally out of stock and probably won't be getting that again. So there wasn't many places to find it. There was a time when I even saw it on Amazon, and when I looked on there, I didn't see it on there at all. And then it was just looking around on eBay, and then as well, a seller was selling it for $8.99, and it's the fact that the eBay seller has got a good what's it called again? Good customer service, because it's nothing worse when you order from somebody and then obviously you don't know whether or not they're dodgy or not, but so you gotta sometimes take them out of all this protection on there. But yeah, I'm really glad, because I ordered this, I think maybe trying to think, Thursday, I think, and then it came today on the 28th. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I definitely will be leaving the eBay seller a positive review for for this item. But yeah, I'm finally glad that I've got the actual physical version of the Batman. So I've pretty much yeah, that's my unboxing of the Batman limited edition 2-disc Blu-ray. So look out for a review down in the future on my YouTube channel, and as to what I think of the actual movie. Anyway, I hope people like this video and found it informative. Please feel free to share with your friends or family. Also, if you can give the video a big thumbs up, I would be extremely grateful, because that will help people find my YouTube channel and content, because of the YouTube algorithms, which only advertise for bigger YouTubers. So if there's people that that want are interested in my channel, they're not gonna see my content unless either somebody recommends it or maybe it pops up on their feed. So that would really would help. Also, I know there's some people who haven't subscribed to my channel, so if you haven't, please feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want to see content like this or other content that's available on my YouTube channel. And I'll speak to you all again soon. So wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.